Welcome back for another video. Today I'll be building this worm tower. First off, here's some of the material that I used to do the build. Mostly plywood and then some other stuff. I think I used 1.5 sheets of plywood. Here's some strips, some stainless steel Tupperware. Then you have these handles for the tubs, some screws, and some other stuff as well. So I actually recorded this sometime last year. I actually built it sometime last year. So it's been a while since I actually finished recording. Decided to start editing the video. So I've had this up for quite a bit. So this video is just going to be of the building process, and then in the following video I'll have the worms added and some other information on it. So these pieces I'm putting in here are where the tubs are going to slide onto to keep them in place. It's going to be on both sides of the plywood. So I'm basically building a box, or you can say a shelf or cabinet kind of thing. Drilling these holes actually took a long time, so I used 2 different drill bits to do this, a normal one then a tapered bit. But what I should have used, which I figured out at the end of the video, which you'll see, is I should have used a hole saw, which worked so much easier when I drilled one single hole for something else that you'll see. But this took so much time that I was kind of fed up with it. All right, so here we have the pretty much completed worm bin or worm tap or worm tower, whatever you want to call it. I have it situated next to my compost bin. It is not quite done yet since I just have to add the pump in there and the air pump and stuff like that, which I have right there. I have 3 different pumps I'm going to test out and see how they work. Otherwise, it is pretty much completed. Just got to put the bins inside or the drawers inside and then hook it up and plug it in and then get some worms. Otherwise, to go over the design itself, it is about 5 feet tall. I have it also strapped to the compost bin just because of the factor that it is tall and not too stable, maybe just because of how I set it up. Otherwise, I have it level at the bottom onto some pavers, and then it just situates right here under the trees, so the worms should have some shade throughout the day, even though it's sunny right now. Otherwise, at the top, I did something extra. I put some roof tiling up here, roof shingles, and then some flashing just to give it a little extra protection. That's not absolutely necessary, but I just had some leftover from other projects, so I used that for that, which was nice. And as I said, I got it strapped right here, just with some water heater strapped to the compost bin just to keep it a little more secure. Then you can see the inside of it. I got the pipe in the back, which is for the pump, which goes all the way up there. And it's as well strapped with water heater straps. And goes all the way down to the bottom, goes to an adapter, which goes to the flex pipe, which can go to the pump at the bottom. That hole right there is for the extension cord to come out of, to go to my outlet. Otherwise, you can see the general design of everything. These are all for support. These were actually extra that weren't in the original design that I saw, but because of all the wood I bought was used, it was kind of warped. So I had to put these to basically spread it out so the tubs can actually fit, because they fit here, then when they get to the center, it's just too tight so they don't push anymore. So you have these for support, and these right here are for when you pull them out. So you can see they rest on there, so it's just a support so they can be hanging like that, so you can put the scraps in and everything. Then you got the holes over here, which is for drainage. The original design had 5 holes, which I believe were also bigger, so we'll try out with the 3 and see how it goes. For these holes, I actually used one of these tapered bits, but this took too long, kept overheating, so I would just suggest using a hole saw, which worked extremely well when I did the hole at the bottom there for the tap to empty the water from the bin at the bottom. So I'll just go with that, which went a lot more smoother, which could have saved me a lot more time, and then I didn't have to buy this thing for that. Otherwise, that's how that is. And these just slide in and slide out. Also, something I did different on these, I'm not sure how it would work or would be beneficial. I have them all angled slightly, so all these pieces of wood where the tubs rest on, they're angled in the direction. So this one would be angled downward, so the water goes through the holes. The front one is angled a little forward, just because the holes are, they go back and forth, and the whole water will. So let's see, I was looking at the wrong one. So the top one is tapered downwards towards the back, because the water comes out the front right here. It goes down, the holes go out to the back, and then it basically goes back and forth. So I have them angled a little just to maybe give it a better flow through the system itself to go back towards the tub at the bottom. But you can see the general design of it. It's all made out of wood. I did spray it with some gloss spray paint just to give it extra protection. We'll see how that does. Otherwise, pretty simple design, just takes time to do. I had to go come up with all the measurements because I didn't have the measurements itself. So that took some time, and then doing this part took some time as well, just adding this part to the front of here. Took a little bit. Otherwise, that's pretty much how that guy goes. Put the doors in there, pull them out, and then you'll be set. So I'll hook it up and see how the pump works. So here it is with all the drawers in, and then the bottom will have a piece of wood in front as well. And these guys just pull out a good distance. You don't need to pull them all that far, but pretty much like that. And different ones. So here's the air pump that I'll use. I think it's like 2 watts, so it doesn't use much energy. This is just to keep the beneficial bacteria and all the microbes and stuff alive in this tank, so that's gonna be going to there. This is a digital timer, since you're gonna have the pump only go on once every 12 hours. So this one allows you to set it for a shorter period of time versus like the other ones that I do have. the ones where you push in the thing, they only go for an hour at a time. This one I can set it for like a minute at a time, just because the one concern I have is that this tub is going to be too small and then it's just going to drain out when it pumps up. And then here we have some stainless steel wool, which is going to go inside this tub, just to supply surface area for all the beneficial microbes and whatnot. Yeah, this is the air pump right here, and these chickens always just want to get in my business. So pretty small, and I'll just have it hooked up to the back, or hooked up on the back of the thing, maybe even on the floor, we'll see. But we pretty much got that all in place. Just gotta attach one of the pumps and see how it goes. Got the air pump right there, and then the timer over there. It's set to go off at 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. and only be on for a minute. That's the least I can do. If I need to do more, I can. And then we got the air pump goes right to that stainless steel wool, which again is just for surface area. I got a few of them in there just for the microbes to attach to. We got that, so time to test out that pump. So we got the pump plugged in. It is an Aquascape 180 gallon per hour pump, which it just had lying around, and we can already hear the water going through. You can see the water going out. I think that's a decent amount that's gonna do the job, so we'll see. Now we have it coming out the bottom, which is splashing on there, but that's because it's missing the bottom one, so we'll see how it is with the bottom drawer. Now you can kind of make it out. I got the bottom drawer in place, and you can see the water dripping into the basin at the bottom. So I'm gonna stick with this pump. I don't need to try these two out because these two were strong. Oh, that's too bright. Well, this one was stronger. I think this one was weaker, but this is plenty of water, I feel like, but I'll see how it goes if I need to change it out. But you can see the water's dripping in there. There's still plenty of water in the basin, which I thought was gonna be a concern, but we'll see also how that goes when there's what do you call it, worm waste in here, because that will hold water. And then this will just go on for a minute every 12 hours. I might change it to 2 minutes, but we'll see. So I turned the pump off, and it seems like it drains pretty well in the tubs themselves, but again, it will be a little different when I have the worms compost in there. I mean, there's still water in here, but fine. It just gives the worms a little moisture. And then also another tip that I saw on some other videos is if you're opening, for example, this drawer and you don't want it to drip, just open, or, well, this one you're fine without dripping, but the ones with the holes in the front, if you don't want it to drip on you, just open the bottom one that doesn't have holes in the front, then open the top, and then that won't drip on you when you need to feed those worms and whatnot. Otherwise, so far seems good. We got the pump hooked to that timer right there now, and I set it actually to 2 minutes on every 12 hours. You can see the air pump right there. So it's pretty much all set and ready to go to add worms. And then we'll get the compost tea right out of here. I can take this off, just left it on there just for some reason, but otherwise all ready to go. And then these two pieces of boards go right there. I'm not gonna put them on now. Oh, the chicken's taking the water. But anyway, yeah, those two pieces go there. I'm not gonna put, as I said, I'm not gonna put them on right now because when I put water in there, it kind of got all wet inside, so I'm gonna let it dry out. And then this hole is just to add water later on when I need to, every time I drain it. Well, that sums up this video. If you did like this video, check out this video up here where I'll be adding the worms to the bin and explaining how I would actually build this differently, since this is nice and all, but there's other ways that I would do it. So check out those. Otherwise, I appreciate the support and thank you for watching.